All right, what a Friday. It is April 5th, 2024. Yesterday we did the Thursday 3 for the first time, kicking it off. Very fun. Excited for that one. Okay, let's go back to the art of war. 31. If the enemy sees an advantage to be gained and makes no effort to secure it, the soldiers are exhausted. 32. If birds gather on any spot, it is unoccupied. Clamor by night betokens nervousness. And then 33. If there is a disturbance in the camp, the general's authority is weak. If the banners and flags are shifted about, sedition is afoot. If the officers are angry, it means the men are weary, right? Because the managers, the officers, right, they have to look out. And if that means that there's discontent, look to them because they know what's going on with the troops. The hierarchization of the emotions within yourself and your organization. Master Sun says, when they see an advantage but do not advance on it, they are weary. And then Zhang Yu says to this, when the officers and soldiers are tired out, they cannot be made to fight. So even if they see an advantage to be gained, the generals do not dare proceed. Master Sun says, if birds have gathered there, the place has been vacated. Li Quan says, if there are birds on a citadel, the army has fled. And then lastly, out of the alternate translation, Master Sun says, if there are calls in the night, they are afraid. Cao Cao says to this, when soldiers call in the night, it means that the general is not brave. Dumu says they are fearful and uneasy, so they call to each other to strengthen themselves. Jin Hao says, if there is one person in 10 with courage, even though the other 9 are timid and cowardly, depending on the bravery of that one man, they can still be secure. Now, if the soldiers call out in the night, it is because the general has no courage, as Cao Cao says. And then lastly, last couple of ones. If the army is unsettled, it means the general is not taken seriously. And then if the signals move, that means they are in confusion. Signals are used to unify the group, says Zheng Yu, so if they move about unsteadily, it means the ranks are in disarray. Okay. So that just goes to observation. Observation in self, enemies, and just kind of like where you are in the field of battle. All right, let's go to April 5th out of the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman here. Trust but verify. April 5th. First off, don't let the force of the impression carry you away. Say to it, hold up a bit and let me see who you are and where you are from. Let me put you to the test. Picticus Discourses 2.8.24, right? So to me, this means, yes, they might be glamorous at first sight. They might be a diamond in the rough, but just wait and observe, and then you can find out what exactly is going on and who they truly are. Be patient. Trust, but verify. One of the wonders of your mind is the quickness with which it can comprehend and categorize things. As Malcolm Gladwell wrote in Blink, we are constantly making split-second decisions based on years of experience and knowledge, as well as using the same skill to confirm prejudices, stereotypes, and assumptions. Clearly, the former thinking is a source of strength, whereas the latter is a great weakness. We lose very little by taking a beat to consider our own thoughts. Is this really so bad? What do I really know about this person? Why do I have such strong feelings here? Is anxiety really adding much to the situation? What's so special about blank? By asking these questions, by putting our impressions to the test, as Epictetus recommends, we're less likely to be carried away by them or make a move on a mistaken or biased one. We're still free to use our instincts, but we should always, as the Russian proverb says, trust but verify. Okay, so like trust but verify. When we're making all of these observations that Sun Tzu is saying, he's just saying based on his experience. He has trust in the experience of before of what this means, given his experience as a general and commanding and being in warfare. If the enemy movements are doing this, he might have also noticed it within his own troops and therefore is using that as a preaching lesson. But just because you can trust in some of this ancient wisdom, you got to verify it first. And so like that goes to, I guess, most recently for me, real life example would be this day trading pattern that I'm following. And yesterday one of the stocks was going to, like, it had they called the number and it was higher. I should have followed it. It went $10 higher than that. It could have been a $3,000 day. I'm following the same day long pattern today, and I've made some good money following this pattern. There's still time left in the markets to determine, but trust but verify, right? So like yesterday could have made $3,000, but it was also verification that the pattern that I've noticed is true. And so this is the third iteration of it. The first couple, right, that are like the version one are just noticing it over the years. Version two is placing the fake money in the bet and seeing what happens and if the pattern holds true. And then the third date, actually, the third iteration, actually doing it. And here we are, and it's looking okay right now. We're not up as much as 3,000, but we're still up a lot. So we'll see how this plays out. But I think that's how it all plays together. Trust, but verify. Notice the patterns, look to the enemy, but don't always make the decision based on just what you see. Make sure that you're verifying it first.